We go to the hotline right now. Drumma Boy.
Yo.
What's going on, man? Welcome to the Hip Hop Coffee Shop of Bill Baker Shay Star. Good morning, man. How you doing?
Good morning, boo.
Everything is excellent, man. You know what I mean? Staying up fresh out of the studio. Really haven't been asleep.
I was going to say,
You know
did you sleep last night?
No, absolutely not, man. You know what I mean? I'm fresh out of the studio. Shout out to Jerry Wonder. We're making some incredible records. You know what I mean? Currently on August Alsina album, Testimony. We just did the new Jeezy, Me Okay. So everybody's calling right now. I just did a crazy record for Lettucey, just showcasing my live, you know what I mean, musicianship side of myself, you know what I mean? So we always just flipping it up, elevating. We just did a couple movie scores. Shout out to Blood First, Holla 2, you know what I mean, bloodfirstthemovie.com. Campaigning, man. Publictrust.com. I'm doing fashion shows, man. I'm doing all kind of things, man. So I'm definitely blessed.
You know what? He's a good interview.
Yeah, we're just going to let you do the interview all by yourself. All we said was hello, good morning.
All I got to do is say, hey, what's up, Drumma Boy? And he just takes it for 20 minutes right there.
Hey, man, look, and I can keep going. You know, I ain't know how long I'm going to have.
That's how you know you're working.
Yeah, no, that's great, man. We love it. Like, you do our work. That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
Man. For everybody who doesn't know who Drumma Boy is, man, I have been following this man's career for probably the last 8 years of my own career. Anybody who doesn't know, I came into the game as an R&B artist, so, looking up to producers such as yourself, who I know have been really rocking this thing since you were really born into this whole musicianship thing. And, just to see the success that you've, accomplished over the years, I'm just so happy for you, and I can't wait to see what else is coming.
Working with these big artists, producing these big, albums. I mean, you're definitely doing it, man. And, August Alsina is definitely, huge.
And we all know, Jeezy is huge.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can hear all those exclusive tracks right here on OC 104. And you know what? A lot of people don't give you enough credit, at least I feel, when these tracks come out. Again, of course, it is all about the artist or whatever, but, the behind-the-scenes stuff, it's all you, man.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you work with people like Outkast, Trick Daddy, Slim Thug, Cash Money, Killer Mike, Gangsta Boo, the list goes on and on and on and on. But I did want to ask you, who out of all of the people that you, collaborated with and worked with, who is one of your favorite artists to collaborate with?
I'm glad you asked that question. I really don't have a favorite. You know what I mean? I want to touch back on what my man said about the process of not really being seen or recognized, because I'm so therapeutic to these guys. Honestly, I don't really consider myself a producer. I consider myself a therapist. And I might have to get these guys' mind right before we even get in the studio.
You know what? That is so real.
I love it.
That is so real. I'm telling you what.
Yeah, I mean, and so many guys come to me yo, man, I got problems going through in my life, man. I really need this music thing to happen for me. You know what I mean? Or somebody else come yeah, man, my boy just died. This just went wrong. This just went wrong, man. If the music thing don't pop, man, I don't even see why I got a purpose living. I be having these type of conversations. I'm all right, well, this is what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Let's go get something to eat, get some food in the stomach, get something to drink, hit the studio, turn up, man. Don't worry about me. You working with me. You know what I'm saying? You got to really just take that approach. You know what I mean? I'm not a preacher, but I know my purpose on earth.
I love it.
You know what I mean? And the first record I did with Rocco was I'ma Do Me.
Right? Mm-hmm. And there's a reason behind that. There's a reason behind that.
Exactly. The first record I did with Gorilla Zoe, Lost, featuring Lil Wayne. First record I do with Drake, Money to Blow. First record I do with Jeezy, Standing Ovation. First record I do with Waka, No Hands.
Right. And there's a reason behind all that, the message and everything.
Exactly. First record I do with Tip, What Up, What's Happening. I can keep going on and on, man. It's just a blessing, man. You know what I mean? It's definitely a blessing to be able to deliver for a lot of guys who need you, you know what I'm saying? Because these my boys. I've been rocking with 2 Chainz for 10 years. He hit me man, Luda ain't really showing me the love I feel, man. The streets ain't really showing me the love, man. Da 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 da. You know, DTP, the only ones that's really holding me down. Da 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 da. I'm like, man, you just got to stay in the studio, man. Yeah. I ain't really got no studio like that. You know, they using that studio for losers. Da da da. I'm like, man, you use my spot.
Right.
Even if I produced it or not, don't worry about it, whatever.
And, you know,
all I do for 2 Chainz is boo.
People don't realize, like, what you said about, you know, getting some of these guys' heads right.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't realize how much of a percentage going into doing an album that part is.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
before
I mean,
work can even get done.
Hey, look, we can go in the studio, we can record, knock out this album, we're good. No, you gotta be in the right place in order to do something like that. And I'm not.
And you gotta be a team player, man. Like on the court, you gotta hustle. You gotta get the rebounds. You gotta try to get the steals. You can't just want to score. So many of these young guys, they just want to score. I want my points. I want to be the MVP, man. I want to be the MVP. Nobody wants to do the blocks. Nobody wants to do the dirty work, the defense. You know what I mean? Even sitting on the bench, you're still a team player. You root for your guys. There's certain things and words of wisdom you can say in the locker room to get them guys motivated. You know what I mean? First record I do with 2 Chainz, I'm riding around on getting it. I'm riding around on getting it. You know what I mean? So it's just like you never know when your opportunity gonna come. To me, success is being prepared when opportunity presents itself. So everybody listening, all these young cats coming up, man, be prepared. You always talking about, man, I just need the opportunity, man. Give me the shot. So showcase yourself in the best way, form, and fashion when you do get the spotlight. And you never know who gonna come holler at you. You never know who gonna book. You never know what gig or what step is gonna come after that. You know what I mean? And it's all a ladder to success, man. Take one step at a time.
What would you say to, these up-and-coming artists? Because, you know, of course, being here at the radio station, we got tons and tons of local artists, you know, always hitting us up, always sending in their stuff, trying to get on the air, you know, trying to get played. What would you say to those up-and-coming artists who are like, you know, come to us up in the street, yo, Bill, yo, Shay, hook me up with Drumma Boy, man. How do I get, you know, connected with him? Like somebody who, you know, you hear is trying to get up with you, wants you to help them out. You know, what advice would you give to them to get themselves seen or heard?
Take advantage of your community, man. Take advantage of your hoods. You always say you run your hood, you run your city, run it, like show us. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't go to all of the hottest top producers or artists or these people. I worked and found who I heard was hot in Ridgecrest, Memphis, Tennessee, Yo Gotti. A lot of people didn't know who Yo Gotti was 12, 13 years ago. We've been rocking for like 13 years now. Like that, I came up with, bro. Like our very first mixtape, his very first album, I produced 12 tracks on that album. You know what I'm saying? Like we come way back from CM1. Like, you gotta catch up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even before that, like, Inevitable Entertainment, I need before CMG. You know what I mean? So it's just a blessing to see that growth in the march. Like, I made a guy, and I worked with a guy who believed in me and was right there in my backyard. I didn't have to go to Atlanta off the top. I made so much noise in Memphis, I started working with Project Pat and 8-Ball and JG, and I started meeting all of these people by selling bass tapes throughout the high school markets, throughout the malls. I would go to, man, the barber shops. I would go anywhere I could where I knew it was going to be people, you know what I mean, coming in and listening.
It's so crazy because everything that I wanted to ask you, like, you're already answering it by telling your story. But I mean, but that's just how you know that's how real it is, man. Because I mean, you really live this for real. And you know, then one of the things that you know probably impressed me the most about you, Drumma Boy, is that you know it's a little bit deeper than just making beats with you. Like you literally grew up. You know, you didn't come from, you know, the typical hood, you know, background, or, you know, your father wasn't a big time kingpin drug dealer and your mom wasn't, you know, running the streets. Like, you really come from a family, you know, who has a lot of major accomplishments behind them.
Absolutely.
So how was, you know, the musical, you know, influence just from your family, you know, your mother, you know, being, you know, the first African American graduate, you know, from a very prestigious school, and your father, you know, being a retired professional, you know, clarinetist. Like, how did all of that play a part into what you do now and who you are?
I mean, it was a lot of pressure. You know what I mean? I definitely had a lot of homeschooling. By the age of 10 or 11, I felt like I could rule the world and, you know what I mean, like do my own thing and just always be this entrepreneur, hustler type of mindset. You know what I mean? I got introduced to hip-hop at the age of 10. Before then, I was Beethoven, Mozart, Sebastian, like, you know what I mean, playing clarinet, playing piano. But still in the city of Memphis is like you in them streets. Mm-hmm. So it was becoming like, as I got older, now I'm starting to have to beat somebody up the head with my clarinet just to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like how does that work? You know, you carrying around a clarinet case in the streets.
Exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get it twisted, homie. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I started getting in a lot of trouble, you know what I mean? Verge of gangs and, you know, the typical 13, you know, verge of the teenager, you know what I mean? And we starting to feel ourselves and we want to be, you know, men very soon than we should be. And, you know what I mean? Like beats saved me. Like, you know what I mean? Music, like, really saved my life. You know what I mean? My mom moved me to the suburbs, predominantly white area. And, you know what I mean, it just changed my whole mindset, even on the sense of humor. You know what I mean? I was always the most popular, so I had to, like, flip my whole game up. Like, I really looked at myself like the Fresh Prince of Memphis. You know what I mean? And to that extent, like, just, you know, utilize it to my strengths. I took that crowd, I took that masses, I took that population, and I watered it. You know what I mean? And then throughout that, you know what I mean, many flowers blossomed, you know what I mean? And I was one of the hottest producers in the city, you know what I mean, off that support system. You know what I mean? And then, you know, Atlanta started calling Pastor Troy, hey, man, I need some beats. You know what I mean? That was the first cat I worked with in Atlanta. Now Jeezy calling. Jeezy want to work. Now Rick Ross calling. Now Drake calling. Now da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. T.I. 2 Chainz, woo-woo-woo. Now L.A. calling.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So it's just domino effect, you know what I mean? And I come from the orchestra, so that's why you see me transferring over to the film industry a little bit, doing some scores. I just did Shoe Carnival's big TV campaign ad, the music behind that. They aired the commercial during the Billboard Awards. And it's been playing like crazy, you know what I mean? It's just the TV style.
I was getting ready to say, you know, I mean, you've done your share of, like, you know, working on some of the reality shows, and, you know, you've been on the screen as well. Do you like, you know, doing that, or do you like more working, like, behind the scenes with some of these artists?
Man, I'm just a multitasker. I love just expressing my message in any
He's a ham. He said it. He's a ham.
Yeah, I know that's
right. Man, like, I do it all. I've been acting. I've been doing the movie scores. I just got my first movie producer credit. Like, it's just crazy, man. Anything that you believe in and dream, you can make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, we started the DJ crew, Drum Squad DJs. Now my crew is winning awards. We're breaking records. We're one of the hottest in the tri-state region of Tennessee, Arkansas, Mississippi. You know what I mean? Shout out to MP3 Wax. We're breaking artists.
Definitely. Big shout out to MP3 Wax.
You know what I mean? Like, we're breaking artists. So it's always a blessing for me to be able to say, hey, man, all of these DJs, all these on-air personalities, thank you.
Yeah, no,
there's not too many people who say that. You know what I mean? It's like, we always use you. You're spinning our records. You're helping us as producers. You know what I mean? When I go make one of these guys hot and you gravitate to the record after you see it hot in the streets, I understand that it's streets first. So right. I do my work. You know what I mean? So for you to understand and to realize, like, man, okay, that's another hot record by Drumma Boy. Okay, that's another hot record by Drumma. I appreciate that. Not many people say that.
No, you know, we got you, man. It's all support. You know, when I was in Atlanta a couple of months ago, I was looking for you, but you was so busy. I did ended up, you know, getting a chance to hang out with your brother, though. And shout out to Insane Wayne, you know, him and the whole crew.
Shout out to MG.
Yeah, showed me a lot of love when I was down there. But, I'm going to find you eventually.
They're telling us we got to get ready to wrap up, but I got to say, before we get you off the phone, can you give me a listen to this track real quick before you get off the phone?
Can I let you say that one more time?
Boy.
Come on, Drumma Boy, let's go.
Hey, yeah, boy. This your boy Drumma, a.k.a. D-Boy Fresh, me live, man. Berlin, what's happening? All the way from the M-Town. Salute. We beneficial.
I love it. Give everybody your Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Absolutely, man. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, the same thing, man. Drumma Boy Fresh, no ER. Shout out to everybody spelling my name wrong, man. No proper style, man.
It's Drumma Boy.
Drumma. D-R-U. For the slow folk, it's D-R-U-M-M-A-B-O-Y. Fresh.
Yes.
I love it.
Again, Drumma Boy, thank you so much for checking in this morning. We appreciate it. And let's not make this the first and only time you on.
Oh, man, bring me out. And real quick, let me shout out my high school, man, my grandfather, man, R.I.P. General James Golson. Shout out to the middle school. We just touched the kids, and when it spoke, they had a special day for him. So, you know what I mean? Shout out to everybody in Maryland and PGC, Largo. We love y'all, man. General James Golson Middle School, man. One love.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Now, we're going to, whenever you get ready to drop them exclusives, man, send them over and call in so we can do all of that.
Yeah, we'll play.
You drop a Jeezy joint, you and Jeezy call in and drop it.
Absolutely, man.
Like,
Please, man. Shout out to everybody requesting the Me OK Jeezy Seen It All album coming soon, man.
The Hip Hop Coffee Shop is bringing you